Hey guys, it's Paradise, and with the Monster Hunter Wilds open beta demo happening, we thought it would be great to have some quick and handy guides going over the new moves for each of the weapons, with things like what they do, how to use them, and everything you need to know to get started with these weapons in Monster Hunter Wilds. We'll be making one of these for each of the different weapons, so tell us what you think of the new moves and which weapon you want us to cover next down below. You can drop a like if you're enjoying the video and subscribe for even more Wilds on the horizon very soon. And in this one, we're diving into the longsword with the power of God and anime on our side. If you're a fan of the longsword or just looking to get into it for Wilds, then you'll be very happy with the changes to the longsword as it has some incredible new things. It now has extended combo flows, new mechanics, and powerful new finishers. The longsword just feels amazing to play in Wilds. Firstly, the longsword has a new red gauge moveset. This changes your attacks and gives you access to new moves once you reach the red gauge spirit level. Then we have the Spirit Release Slash. If you press R2 after completing a Helmbreaker while in the red gauge, you will now execute the Spirit Release Slash. This consumes an additional level of your spirit gauge, but executes an amazing new spinning finisher. But note that while doing this, you will consume 2 levels rather than 1 with your usual Helmbreaker. While this does mean that the whole combo will now consume 2 spirit levels rather than the Helmbreaker's usual 1, hitting your target with it will refill your spirit gauge massively, allowing for quicker follow-ups. During the animation, you also have hyper armor, meaning you can't be knocked out of it, but you will still take damage. This is now one of the longsword's strongest moves alongside the usual Helmbreaker. That isn't the only move that you get access to in the red gauge though, as if you press triangle 3 times, it will allow you to do the new Crimson Slash combo. This is a loopable 4-hit combo that is an enhanced version of your basic combo, which is replaced by it. You can also use the analog stick to reposition your hunter in any direction while using the Crimson Slash combo. We have found Crimson Slash can be good at creating wounds, as we have seen an increased amount of them when using it, but more testing is required to confirm if it does have special properties for creating a wound. We also have R2 and Circle while in red gauge to change your Foresight Slash into a new move called the Foresight Whirl Slash. This will perform a spinning, jumping backwards slash rather than the usual animation. Connecting with this will refill your spirit gauge slightly, extending your time, and each use of it will consume some of the red gauge. Another move that's been added to the longsword's kit while in the red gauge is the spinning Crimson Slash. You do this by pressing R2 after the Spirit Round Slash. This will send you in a direction of your choice and extend your red gauge time on hit. The spinning Crimson Slash is a powerful addition to the longsword as it allows for more combo options because it can be followed up by the Crimson Blade Slash, Special Sheath, and Spirit Blade Thrust. But one of the best new additions is a very samurai-esque one, it's the Spirit Charge. Holding R2 will allow you to charge this attack up, letting you execute a Spirit Round Slash when fully charged. And this will level up your gauge. While holding R2, it will consume stamina and you'll be able to move around to reposition. This move has some special secret mechanics though. You can exit out of the charge early to continue the spirit combo at different levels, and more importantly, you can use it to cancel combos. A useful new combo to know for quick spirit gauge levels is Spirit Roundhouse Slash into Special Sheath, and then a normal into Spirit Charge. This means even if you don't have Spirit Charge, you can still quickly build levels using your stamina. Now in Monster Hunter Wilds, some of the core mechanics of the longsword have also changed. No longer will you consume red gauge during your moves. Instead, the gauge will deplete on a timer, which can be topped up by moves like Foresight Whirl Slash and spinning Crimson Slash a limited amount of times. Using 2 Spirit Round Slashes is enough to max the gauge out to the highest it can be. In the current build of the game, the red gauge will last for 50 seconds without any additional top-ups, while the additional top-ups can bring this to 1 minute in total, with each top-up adding around a 5-second bonus. The EI Slash, while it looks like Iceborne's animation, it will level up your gauge. You can do this by entering Special Sheath by pressing R2 and X, and then timing your counters by pressing R2 just before getting hit. Something to know is if your spirit gauge had energy in it while performing a Helmbreaker, that energy will be reset after the bar turns yellow. The Helmbreaker can also be cancelled mid-air by pressing R1 or square, letting you save your gauge on whiffs or sleeps. The Spirit combo, just like the Crimson Slash combo, can also be influenced by directional input, meaning you can reposition to the left, right, backwards, and forwards, each with their own animation and some having additional hits. You can also use focus mode to rotate your special sheath, so you can pretty much spin around 360 using this, but there is a timer where it will sheath your weapon, so be aware of that. The longsword's focus strike is called Unbound Thrust. Pressing L2 and R1 will do an attack which, if connecting with a wound, will deal massive damage and increase your spirit gauge level. The spirit gauge level will increase by 1 for each wound that is destroyed. You can perform different versions of the attack by doing different directional inputs as well, and this is great for hitting multiple spots at once. Like with most focus strikes though, not hitting a wound will cause no attack follow-up to happen. A new move that has been added to the basic combo flow is the Crescent Slash. This is a wide sweeping slash that can be executed by pressing triangle 3 times in a row. This combo will fill your spirit gauge and can be followed up by other basic attacks. While mounted though, you're able to perform a slashing combo by pressing the triangle button just like being on foot, and this will fill your spirit gauge. You also have the option of performing a dismount attack by pressing triangle and circle, which looks awesome, or you can jump leading into a jumping slash by pressing triangle, or aerial spirit combo by pressing R2. The longsword also gets an awesome mount finisher that looks like it's pulled straight out of Devil May Cry. Just create a wound on a monster and press R1 to execute this. All in all, the longsword got a ton of fun and interesting changes in Monster Hunter Wilds. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick rundown of the changes, and now you're ready to go out hunting. This was just everything you need to get started, and full in-depth weapon guides will come when the game releases. Of course, the demo content is subject to change and there will probably be additional mechanics, so we'll have you covered with full guides when the full game comes out. Drop a like below if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more Monster Hunter Wilds and videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.